Friendships can be wild. You've probably got friends right now who you barely know existed a few years ago, right? Well, that's exactly how things played out between Cam'ron and Mase, but their story got all the feels. Their bond wasn't just some regular meet at school, hang out after class type of deal. Nah, this was Harlem, where basketball courts weren't just for hoops, but for breeding hustlers, dreamers, and future legends. They started out like they were going to be friends forever, but then fame hit, and suddenly, friends turned into strangers. That same friend who used to share a lunch with you, now he's asking for cash just to show up on your show. The one who used to borrow your clothes, yeah, he's ghosting you over a girl. Something like that went down with these two, but on a whole different, way more intense level. So if we start from the very start, you'll find them playing ball at Manhattan Center High School. And yeah, they both had hoop dreams, big ones, but the universe.
Now look, I make that shot. Mase, you go to college, I go to college, we go to the league overseas, whatever. Our career would have been over. You wouldn't have sold the 10 million records, I wouldn't have sold the records. I think I made the right choice. Hit or miss. He's still mad at me about this shit to this day.
It had other plans. Turns out, instead of chasing dunks, they'd end up chasing bars and microphones. But here's where it gets juicy. Before either of them grabbed a mic, they were rolling with the crew that had Harlem buzzing like bees around honey. I'm talking about legends like Big L, Herb McGruff, and Bloodshed. These guys weren't just some local squad spitting for fun. Nah, they were children of the corn, and they were grinding hard in the underground scene. Survival was key, and they were doing it with style, making sure Harlem's voice was heard loud and clear. And, of course, Cam and Mase, they were shining stars in this group, showing everyone they weren't just about making it, they were about taking over. But let's not get it twisted. Cam'ron was still in love with basketball. He wasn't ready to let that go. He even packed up and headed down to Texas to try his luck at junior college, thinking maybe, just maybe, the NBA dream was still in reach. But Mase, being the good friend that he wasn't about to let Cam waste his talent chasing a dream that wasn't panning out. So what did Mase do? He called him up, basically like, yo, it's time to come back to New York and start making moves in rap. And guess what? Cam listened. He ditched the whole basketball thing and dove headfirst into music. When he introduced Cam'ron to the Notorious B.I.G., he gave Cam the nod. Biggie didn't even need to hear much. Just his respect for Mase and his gut feeling that Cam had something special was enough. Because of that intro, Cam'ron landed his first record deal with Lance Rivera's label, Entertainment. For a hot minute, it seemed like nothing could tear these two apart. They had Harlem in their veins, a history on the basketball court, and a future in rap. They were practically unstoppable. But, as we all know, life isn't a fairy tale, and friendships, especially in the world of fame and fortune, don't always last. Even though the seeds of their eventual fallout were already there, during this time, they were tight. Fast forward to 1998, and Cam'ron drops his breakout single, Horse and Carriage. It was a hit, right? And it featured Mase, so naturally, everyone expected to see both of them in the music video. But nope, no Mase. Instead of the smooth collaboration everyone hoped for, there was drama. Turns out, Mase asked for $40,000 to appear in the video. $40,000. Cam was straight up shocked. Like, really, dude? They'd come up together. And now Mase was throwing this ridiculous number at him? Instead of playing along, Cam did something kind of genius. He got a body double to stand in for Mase in the video.
Please, señorita, we're gonna rise.
I mean, you gotta give the guy credit. If your friend's trying to charge you crazy money, just get a lookalike and call it a day. Of course, later, Cam tried to play it cool in public. When people asked why Mase wasn't in the video, he hit him with the classic, oh, he had family business to handle. Sure, Cam, we all know there was more to the story. It wasn't family business, it was a straight up money issue. And for Cam, this wasn't just a disagreement over cash, it was betrayal. Mase had helped him break into the industry, and now he was acting like money was more important than their friendship.
Broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about no money, Puff, I just don't care.
And then, out of nowhere, Mase drops a bomb. I'm done. I'm retiring from rap to become a pastor. Like, wait, what? Just like that, Mase walks away from the limelight, leaving Harlem and the entire rap game scratching their heads. He didn't just pack his bags and leave. He left Harlem and moved down to Atlanta to start his whole new chapter. And yeah, he said it was about finding God. But let's be real, people weren't convinced. There were rumors swirling that maybe, just maybe, Mase wasn't running toward religion, but running away from something much darker. Word on the street was that Baby Mane, a Harlem street figure, had it out for him. With Mase gone, Harlem could have lost his voice, but not on Cam'ron's watch. While Mase was out there preaching, Cam was cooking up something big, the Diplomats, or as we all know them, Dipset.
Dipset, 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 Dipset.
Now, this wasn't just another rap group, it was a full-blown movement. Alongside Jimjones, who'd been his day one, and later adding Joel Santana and Freaky Zeke to the mix, Cam was ready to take Harlem's culture to the next level. And unlike Mase's radio-friendly hits, Dipset came out swinging with raw, gritty street anthems that were as Harlem as it gets.
This that jump, stomp, breathe. Gas in the truck,
Flashy, unapologetic, and with enough swagger to fill a football stadium, Dipset wasn't here to play by the rules. By the early 2000s, Dipset had officially arrived. They dropped their debut album, Diplomatic Immunity, in 2003, and let me tell you, it was like a sonic explosion. Tracks like Dipset Anthem
got the booty up in the suitcase, so go uptown to Harlem.
Them weren't just songs, they were the soundtrack to the streets. If you didn't hear Dipset blasting from car radios or mixtapes, were you even in New York? But it wasn't just the music. Dipset set trends. Cam'ron made pink furs a thing. Oversized jerseys? Yep, that was Dipset's thing too. They weren't just making hits, they were shaping the culture. Cam'ron didn't just let Mase's exit slide. So naturally, Cam addressed it in the best way he knew how, through his music. On the track, Taken to Church, from his Purple Haze album in 2004, he took direct shots at Mase, calling him out for ditching rap for the church.
Scheming out Harlem, huh, like you ain't just abandoned us. Well, let me fill you in, now it's a whole clan of us.
By 2004, the tension between Cam and Mase had hit its boiling point. Mase decided to return to rap with his comeback album, Welcome Back.
You know you like that.
Which, let's be honest, was like a totally different Mase. This wasn't the same guy who dropped club bangers. The album had a cleaner, more positive vibe, probably because of his new religious path. But when Mase went on Hot 97 to promote it, things got real spicy. Cam'ron and Jimjones weren't about to let him off the hook. They called into the show live and absolutely grilled Mase, calling him out for lying about why he left Harlem. The word fraud was thrown out a lot, and you could feel the tension through the radio.
You left Harlem. R.I.P. Baby Mane and R.I.P. Pop Lottie. That's why you left Harlem. You ran up out of there, Beffa.
I
Where's
moved
your
from Harlem
congregation
before
at?
that.
Did you have a congregation in Atlanta? Did you leave your congregation down there? Or did
No,
you
sir.
backslide?
No,
Which one,
sir.
Beffa? Because you're saying that this is me. I don't care what you say on the radio. This is me. I know you.
I know you too,
Oh,
sir.
don't play with me, brother. Ain't nothing changed. You know, I put you in my goofy category.
Cam'ron didn't stop there though. In a 2006 interview with XXL magazine, he made his stance on Mase crystal clear, saying, "I'll never speak to Mase again." And he wasn't bluffing. He even revealed that they had met up 6 months before the interview, where Mase told him he had a $1 million deal from Dr. Dre to record an album. But even that $1 million conversation wasn't enough to squash the beef. Cam made it known that their friendship was done, like stick a fork in it done. And then came November 2017, and the rap world's just minding its business when, bam, Mase drops the Oracle out of nowhere. No warnings, no buildup, just pure fire. And I mean, who saw this coming? Mase had been quiet for years, like hiding behind the pulpit kind of quiet. And now he comes back swinging?
You want the whole hood, know I'm the origin. You robbed Joel on some Diddy shit.
Now, if you thought Cam was just gonna sit there and take that L, oh no, you don't know Cam'ron. The dude's whole career has been built on clapping back, and this was no exception. One day after Mase dropped The Oracle, Cam fired right back with Dinner Time. He painted Mase as a fraud, claiming he had run to the church to escape Harlem's rough streets.
You done opened up a door. I'm petty, ready for war. I ain't got a sister. Only sister I fucked was yours.
For a brief moment in 2017, all anyone could talk about was Mase versus Cam'ron. But then, just when you thought the story was done, 2022 rolls around with the biggest plot twist: reconciliation. In August 2022, Mase popped up on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and out of nowhere, he starts talking about how he regrets the beef with Cam. He admitted things had gone too far, which is wild to hear after everything that had happened. And then came the moment no one saw coming.
I wanted to do that, but that was like my nigga, you know what I'm saying? So that really hurt me.
Mase and Cam on the phone, laughing like old times. Mase's sister posted the clip, and it showed the two of them joking around like they hadn't just spent years tearing each other apart. Mase even called Cam Mr. Petty, which was honestly the perfect nickname. And if you thought that was the end of the story, think again. Their reconciliation led to something no one expected, a business partnership. In February 2023, Cam and Mase teamed up to launch an online sports talk show called It Is What It Is on YouTube. The show's vibe was exactly what you'd expect, raw, unfiltered, and dripping with that Harlem swagger.
It's only money.
But it gets even better. Cam'ron, never one to forget where he came from, gave Mase credit for helping him get his first record deal all those years ago. In an interview, he straight up said that having Mase on the show was his way of repaying a debt. Then, in August 2023, things hit a whole new level when Mase and Cam signed a $30 million deal with Underdog Fantasy, a fantasy sports platform. And now, looking at Cam and Mase, it's hard to believe there was ever this kind of intense rivalry between them. It's a perfect example of what true friendship looks like after all the ups and downs.
Don't get it.
Because, and I'm not being funny, I'm just asking the question.
It is S-H-A.
Shay.
But it's Shannon. It's Shay.
Yeah, but Shannon, like.
But wait.
If you're into these kind of wild music stories, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. And hey, don't forget to give a like to this epic reunion.